2020, and my name is Alejandro Zambrano. We should be live today. Yesterday we had some issues being live on YouTube, but hopefully that's not going to be the case. The system did start to work earlier in the day. There we go. Good, we are live. So guys, thanks so much for joining me this morning. And if you have any questions, just put them in the chat box. And if you don't have any questions, it's always nice to see just a good morning. And of course, if you're watching recording and if you're watching live, don't forget to hit the like button. Just click here and then click on the like button. And if you're watching the recording or watching this for the first time, don't forget to subscribe. So what are we going to do now then? Well, we're going to talk about Forex and we're going to talk about trading, different levels that people are observing and using to place trades on the market. So we're going to take a look at the Euro USD, pound dollar, dollar yen, gold, crude, and the S&P and the German DAX. So that is what we're going to be doing in the next 10 minutes. All right, this is your Euro and finally having that breakout. So it's quite straightforward, right? I hope you understand why I am a trend follower now. Like as soon as we took out that high, the market just went straight up. So it's an efficient way of using your time and money. Whereas with ranges, sometimes you buy and then you buy on May 7th and then the whole thing comes back 7 days later and then it shoots up, you know. That's why this is quite quick when it goes good. And as well, when you get stopped out, it goes quite quick as well, which is quite good as well. It's not the same as mentally tiring. So yeah, it's going really good here, and I hope you made some money on the back of that. So yesterday we said look, on a break to the high here at 1036, the market could probably go higher, which it did, and it shot straight up. And we're still looking for that target of 111.48. Hopefully we can reach that later today. I would be quite keen on booking profits quite soon though. I think we can probably go up a bit and then we'll see what happens. On the longer run, because this was a big range, we still have a target of 112.84. That's the longer term target, and that's what I would be aiming for. But we can probably take this in steps. Sometimes, of course, you can have a crazy move, just go straight up. Most of the time we don't. So if one is not in the market, you might say, oh, what should I do now? Well, I can only tell you this. If you snooze, you lose. There's not always a good time to get involved. And buying here right now is not the time to get involved. Soon going to start to see levels where people want to take profits. So you don't want to be you want to be buying when people book profits. So what's the game plan then? Well, we're clearly going upwards today, and earlier today I had my trend following level at 109.78. I think we can push this up a tiny bit now, and it's quite clear that this is the new dominating level. Let it go up a bit, and then maybe Tuesday, Wednesday next week it comes down, and it might even come down like imminently. It might come down like today, and if it does go down to like close to the breakup point at 110.45, then yeah, I'm gonna be bullish again from that level. But again, it's soon time to book a bit of profit as we start to reach the take profit level. Here's your GBP versus the USD, which is coming down. I don't know exactly why that's the case. It doesn't really matter. From a price action perspective, we are within that bullish uptrend. And because the overall market is a bit choppy, a bit messy, I still don't have a strong view on this one. Now you have a bit of a double top, which can become interesting. Maybe we'll revert to trading more sideways. And I want to see if something develops here. So I'm neutral between 124.40 and 121.59. I want to see this carve out some nice pattern that we can hopefully trade. Here's your dollar versus the Japanese yen. All right, so the market I was quite keen on seeing this break to the upside. That never happened. Instead, we traded lower, and we're not pushing back. And it could be just doing a more pronounced right shoulder. You got a head. You got some sort of a left shoulder, right shoulder, double right or something like that. Maybe that is what's developing. And you can take out one level and we'll probably go a little bit lower, but I wouldn't get too excited about this. This is because the whole thing is a bit choppy. It's very likely that it's going to be messy here, and I would not do nothing here. The far better pairs, you can check out New Zealand dollar on your own time and Aussie dollar as well. They have a nice, sweet uptrends, excellent to trade. And it's been excellent for quite some time. Dollar yen, on the other hand, is just being messy. Let's take a look at gold. So gold is looking encouraging. So this is the power of just sticking with the trend. So the idea was to buy here a few days ago, and then the whole thing just went down and down. And initially people were supporting it, but then they didn't support it. And then we're so close to that trend defining level. At the end, though, the trend defining level held and the market rose, and now it's back looking bullish again. And I think what I said yesterday, as I said, if I was not in the market, or people that are not in the market, people that are not already long, I think I said they're gonna be buying here at 11,000, 17,011, and people that bought already here on the original idea, they're probably gonna try to get out. And I still stick by that. I think we're gonna go up. Maybe we'll take out the whole high. Maybe that's gonna happen. But what I would have done here, if I bought here at 1736, I would get out as we look to head towards that level. And then people that bought down here, I would just enjoy the moment. We can easily come back, but hopefully by next week we'll be up at 1764, and then by that 1806. All right, here is crude oil prices, and I think we can actually start to use this one now. Actually, this is the actual July future. This is the actual future that the professionals are trading. Now here you got yourself 1, 2, 3 lows at the same spot. We did move higher yesterday, which is good because now we have 3 well-defined levels. So that's a nice little range here. And that range says if we take out the low, we'll slip with $4.19. Take out the high and we'll gain by $4.15. So look for a bearish or a bullish breakout. Very straightforward. If you look at this from a bigger picture, you have a head, left, and we're just waiting for that right shoulder. And then maybe we're gonna move to the upside again. German DAX is pulling back a bit. I made some adjustments to the entry here. I looked at the German DAX, I looked at the Dow, I looked at the Nasdaq, S&P, look at all the markets. And I have a feeling that we might have a little bit more of a pullback before heading higher. So here a few days ago, we said, look to buy here. And we went quite nicely to the upside. It's nothing bad with booking profits of just a nice run. I did that yesterday in the Dow, which I bought the Dow in a similar sort of pattern. And then just try to get involved on the dip. Sometimes what happens is that we don't dip low enough and we just miss the whole thing. And that might happen again, but I don't really care too much about that. I banked some good money and hopefully it comes down here and one can go along again. If it doesn't, I'm sure there's going to be some other opportunities. So here I'm looking for 11,462. Let it go down and then probably upwards. I'll remain bullish above the low of 10,861. All right, this is the S&P 500. Very similar situation here where the market, we had that little breakout and then we came back down and then moved up again and now coming down a little bit. And I think 2,993 would be the better option right now. And I think that's it. I think we covered all of the main markets. So we have in the chat box, we have Stefan. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're doing good. And we have Marvin. Good morning to you, sir, as well. And Marvin is saying, can we take a look at pound versus the Japanese yen, please? Sure. Let's take a look at GBP yen. And then I think we're going to wrap things up. All right. So this is the pound versus the Japanese yen. This is an old setup. This is a long time. I'll look at this one, actually. What happened here, I think it was we had a breakout and then the target was supposed to go down, or maybe not even that. I think it was sell here with stops here, but we never had the breakout. Must have been something like that. All right, looking at this today, head, left, right shoulder. It does look like it's trying to bottom out. Obviously right now that's not really happening, but take out 133.11, then you get yourself that breakout. So I would look for something like that. Okay, and first target, second target. What's the alternative? There's something called the failed head and shoulders pattern, and it's the same. So when we take out what is the right shoulder, you get that target there. Does it make sense? Not really, not for me. What could make this make sense? Well, keep an eye on what's happening in Hong Kong. Keep an eye if something happens, more market turmoil. I think there was some news as well that, you know, yeah, so there's some stuff here, like if things heat up there's a lot of market turmoil, then maybe a break to the downside, that would make sense. If you see stock markets collapsing more, and like it looks like it's going to end this bullish trend, then that would be a sign maybe to get involved here. If not, what makes sense now is that you have all stock markets being quite bullish. We still have all these different patterns that have not been reached in stock markets, and we have a reopening of the world economy. I mean, even Goldman Sachs changed their view. I think recently they've been quite bearish, like everybody else. It was super bearish on the way down, and then when things stabilize, they're now less bearish. Unfortunately, it's one step behind. So I think overall we're probably going to see higher prices here. That's the main idea, I think, because we're having an improvement in the world economy, and then we'll probably go up. But of course, if the Hong Kong, US, UK, Canada, Australia, everybody's involved actually in that. If that turns worse, then obviously that could be the trigger of the virus. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap things up. If you have any questions for me, let me know. And good morning to you, Basa II. And Marvin, thanks so much. Have a good weekend. We do have courses. You can click here as well. I did a special webinar yesterday on Bitcoin. Check it out here. A special webinar I did yesterday. Okay, guys, have a beautiful day and a good weekend. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you and bye-bye.